When do you decide to contribute to a crowdfunded film project and make it a success? Research by Alexander Janewski of Rotterdam School of Management, Erasmus University, shows that your brain activity can predict, better than your own words, what crowdfunded projects will eventually see the light of day.
Crowdfunding is an increasingly popular way to raise funding for the development of all kinds of projects, from films to games, even technology products and startups themselves. Just to give you an idea, in 2015, over $34 billion was raised to support crowdfunded projects around the world. For us marketing researchers, it's very important to understand how and why people are triggered to make their funding decisions. Now, traditionally, to find out, you'd have to ask people through surveys, or what we'd call paper and pencils tests. But in this study, we scanned people's brains to see if we can make even better predictions using their brain activity. We showed the participants in our study a series of actual crowdfunding pitches from the Kickstarter website while we scanned their brains. And then we asked them which of these projects they would decide to contribute to. These were real funding decisions, with the money to fund these projects essentially coming out of their own pockets. Our results show that an individual's funding decisions can be predicted by two areas of the brain. So in other words, by scanning people's brains, we can predict the choices they'll make even before they're asked to make a decision. And perhaps even more importantly, we find that activity in one of these regions in particular, an area called the nucleus accumbens, can forecast whether crowdfunding projects will be successful weeks or even months later on the actual crowdfunding websites. And in fact, this brain activity was more accurate than the answers from our subject surveys. So, by studying how much activity a funding proposal triggers in this area of the brain, using just a small number of people, we can now actually forecast the success of that project in the real world. For crowdfunding, this is very exciting because it means we can now forecast those crowdfunding projects that will be most successful. For the marketing field at large, this means we're rapidly approaching a time in which using neural information will reliably improve marketing decisions. And in some cases, as here, may even surpass what's possible using today's traditional methods.